harlequin bugs in there that are bright orange.
I eat everything that we grow. I only grow things that I love to eat. So I found out years ago that I wanted to experiment with some different things to grow, but I've only kept the things that I really like. The Mountain Meadow Farm is really kind of in the northeast corner of Anderson County. We're near the small towns of Norris and Andersonville. The farm is 118 acres in total. We farm on about 25 of those acres. You can see there's some vegetable fields down this way. Just below us there's blueberries. We have several hundred blueberry plants both here and up on the hill. We have 4 varieties of blackberries below that. And then you can see a long swath of trees. Those are all apple trees on both sides of the road. And the apple trees, there's I think right over 400 apple trees in all different varieties that span over the fall season. My parents first bought the farm in 1970. They started with a few dairy cattle and they were growing quail at that time. By the time I was a small child, they had sold those and they had started a commercial hog farm. They did that until I had graduated high school and was in college, and they decided to retire and travel the world. And I think within a few years of doing that, they figured they were a little bored, they needed something else to do. So the local community of Norris had invited them to start a farmer's market there. And they started selling things they had on their existing orchards and gardens in the farmer's market. And before they knew it, within I'd say 3 to 5 years, they had added several farmers markets. It had become a business, and they invited my brother and I to come home to the farm and said, "We think this is a new business that you guys could do potentially for income." So that's when we joined the farm in 2009, and we changed the name at that time to Mountain Meadows Farm. We added a little alliteration and interest, and started to going to a lot more farmers markets and selling to restaurants, and we also started a CSA at that time. Right now we've done a fruit CSA. It's the first fruit CSA in this area. So we have, I think it's 12 different kinds of fruit, and it spans from strawberries all the way through the apple season. So we have strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, blueberries, 4 kinds of grapes. We have 3 kinds of melons. We have peaches, plums, nectarines, apples, pears, Asian pears. And the apples is what we're into right now. I think we have 8 different varieties of apples that we've picked and harvested right now that we're selling at the farmers markets.
The stuff you get out of the farmers market, let's face it, is most of the time is going to be a good bit better than what you can get out of the grocery stores. I think the grocery stores do a very good job in this country, but they can't do the job that we do, because we're picking it today and we sell it this afternoon and we're selling it in the morning. And we're selling a product for taste. We're not selling a product for shipping that's going to ship from California to Knoxville. Everything about us is taste.
I just really love growing vegetables. I think people are always surprised that my favorite thing to grow for all the fruits and vegetables is lettuce. I love lettuce. I love peaches too. Everybody loves peaches.
Picking peaches is like looking for Easter eggs. It really is. I mean, every week you got another one coming in, you know, and you're just real anxious to go see what that one's like, you know. And of course, we're picking them as fast as we can, but we always gonna stop. We get one that's got a little spot on it, you know, and it's good and right, we're gonna stop and eat it. So that's delicious too. And then you get to know what that variety is gonna taste like, you know, ahead of everybody else. And it's really a lot of fun, you know. We've got 24 varieties of peaches, and we got 4 different varieties of nectarines. And people have built up all kinds of stereotypical ideas about what peaches and nectarines should be. First of all, they don't like nectarines. They know they don't like nectarines. They taste ours, and then they want to fight over getting them. Why don't you have them now? We want some more. And the same way with white peaches. People would not, when we started in the business, would not eat a white peach. And now they ask for them every single time they want white peaches.
We've had the oldest part of our peach orchard here for 25 years, I would say. And those are the trees my parents initially had planted and were harvesting in full production when I came back to the farm. But then we realized that if we were going to support more people and mouths on the farm, we had to plant more. So to get more trees, we've planted about 500 peach, plum, and nectarine trees, and also about 500 pear and apple trees. And those guys take 5 to 6 years to grow before you're going to get a good full harvest on them. So it's some patience and a lot of care you have to do for those every year to get a harvest those years later. I think being a woman farmer in East Tennessee is really exciting, and this time in my generation in particular, there's a growing number of us, and I see a lot of faces like mine in the farmers market when I go, and I'm just really encouraged by that, the growing numbers of us and the camaraderie we have and the things we share together. And so I'm glad to see the change.
They approach it in a different way than men do, and I think they understand it from a woman's position, so I think that's really good.
All of them turn red.
Oh, really?
Everything, every one feature.
I guess what keeps me coming back to farming and what makes me really passionate about it are the customers. People are excited about local food and finding things that they've not eaten before, and they want to try new things, along with just supporting local agriculture in their area. And that movement has really supported us on the farm and helped us be confident to expand and have the income we need to keep doing what we do as a family farm.